Bulabinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, villagers commend violence-free community initiative. Over $3 million fund for local tuna companies. And consumers begin shopping for Diwali.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
The Ministry of Women's Violence-Free Community Initiative has been hailed a success by village headmen and district representatives. Headman of Vatutavui village, Indra Chaseva Sandulu, says their village was the first to be declared a violence-free community and they have seen positive changes since. Savara Tambor reports.
Vatutavui village is on the border of Tikinas between Nailanga and Tabua. Village headman Chaseva Sandulu says after being declared a violence-free community, they formed a committee and implemented a strategy that was compulsory for all villages.
A program has been set up for the children, and by 6 p.m. every day, no one is to be seen outside of the house because that's family and devotion time. By 9 p.m. everyone has to sleep. At first, we used to ring the bell to remind people of these activities, but now they know it by heart. Apart from this, any man who will be involved in any sort of domestic violence will be reported to the police, as we do not accept apologies anymore.
Sandulu was part of the Men Up campaign that was launched by President Major General retired Chochi Konrote this morning. The President has urged men to support their partners at all times.
It also aims to encourage all men and boys to develop greater respect and tolerance for our women and our girls. This requires a significant shift in our male psyche. It requires positive change in how men treat our women within our homes and communities.
Just make a stand against violence against women and children.
Woman was made for men, not men for women. Or what we men think about ourselves. We are nothing without women.
The Men Up campaign is a collaboration between the government, private sector, civil society organizations and faith-based institutions to create violence-free homes, violence-free communities and a violence-free nation. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
7 local tuna companies received $3.2 million from the government as part of the Tuna Support Fund this morning. Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum says the decision to disburse the funds to these companies was made following a rigorous process. Sharon Shivan reports.
Back in 2000.
Each company has received a different amount, and Sayed Qayyum says the fund will help them compete with foreign companies.
To start off the fund, what we did was we started imposing a 6 cents per litre bunker fuel levy, of which 4 cents per litre is transferred to the TSF account or the Tuna Support Fund.
He says private companies have been receiving large amount of funds from foreign government over the years, and it became necessary for them to help the local tuna companies.
It's really important for people to understand, in particular the Fijians, to understand that our fishing companies actually face a lot of tough competition, and as you know, the fishing industry is actually getting very restrictive in the sense because obviously fish stocks are no longer as much as it used to be. Of course, there are a lot more companies competing. There are a lot more actually private companies, foreign private companies that are giving a lot of subsidies by their different respective countries, and our local companies actually have to compete with them.
Several factors were taken into account before assisting these companies, which includes having local shareholders, years of operation and contribution towards the economy and the job sector.
We would like to really thank the government now that they've taken this critical move, and as I say, while it may not solve all the problems, it certainly gives us a bit of breathing space and the ability to hang on a bit longer and try and solve the problems that need to be solved.
The beneficiaries are Felix Store Limited, Hangton Pacific Company Limited, Howe Fisheries Limited, Sequest Fiji Limited, Solenda Pacific Limited, Solenda Viti Limited and Fiji Fish Marketing Group Limited. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
Impersonation remains an issue for the Fiji Revenue and Customs Service. Chief Executive Vishwanath Das says they continue to receive complaints on people posing as revenue and customs officers. However, there has been a slight decrease in the cases. According to Das, more reports are now coming out of the Western Division, and it's obvious these impersonators are opportunists trying to take advantage of the law. He says the Revenue and Customs Service has zero tolerance for corruption and bribery.
So no one from Fiji Revenue and Customs calls anyone that we will manage your audit, your investigation or your tax liability in return for some payment. Absolutely no.
With only 12 days remaining for the Festival of Lights, the shopping centres, towns and cities are alive, with consumers taking advantage of the specials offered. Rachel Nath caught up with the shoppers at the Roops complex in Nakasi.
Shops packed with shoppers and filled with piles of candles, colourful lanterns, decorations and endless amounts of twinkling lights. This indeed has created the mood for Diwali.
I'm here with my family and we're all really excited. We're basically just looking for clothes and stuff for Diwali, decorations and all.
Doing my Diwali shopping and preparation is good.
It's really full. We are busy here.
Diwali has a lot of traditions, which includes buying new outfits, new household items, cleaning or repainting of houses and making different types of sweets.
We have come here to do our Diwali shopping. I have bought a kameez for myself and will look around for more clothing for my family, after which we will need to buy decorations and food items.
I did the shopping today and I think I'll start making my Diwali sweets this week.
For some, Diwali is about being able to spend time with their loved ones.
We came here to shop and save to buy some stuff. Then we'll head back home and I'll do decorations with my grandson, who I tell you is very excited to light up firecrackers this Diwali. I mean, Diwali for me is about being able to spend time with him.
Diwali spirit is always shared by every Fijian as we get involved in dressing up or making home visitations for the yummy sweets and savouries or lighting up the bright and noisy firecrackers. The Festival of Lights will be celebrated on the 19th of this month, which is also a public holiday. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Still to come, artists enhance skills through training. And Lotto Camille to terminate crushing this month. Stay with us.
Ranalika, o tikongon na tao ni Singatoka, ando talifaka na bakaronga ng Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
Ya dora subuni kurang bili, iburan ibat sekarang hambara binaranga, do talitakin na bakaronga ng Bula FM, number 2 na seri. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
Acting Prime Minister Ayaz Said Qayyum says it is important that the South Pacific Stock Exchange maintain its credibility at all times. Speaking at the SPSC Awards in Suva last night, Said Qayyum said the investors should have enough trust on the stock exchange to invest through them. He says there are many companies out there that can be listed on the stock exchange.
So your staff need to be very credible. The manner that you conduct yourself needs to be extremely credible. And you should not tolerate people who are not credible at all. So I think the level of transparency, of course, needs to be there. Similarly, of course, one of the reasons why we like companies to be listed, it creates better governance. You're subject to more outside scrutiny and you, of course, create a lot more transparency. The New Companies Act actually allows for the level of transparency.
In a bid to keep the passion of arts alive, 12 artists from 6 villages in the Netassiri district were given an opportunity to learn new techniques. A 3-day workshop was conducted by established and world-renowned artist Josiah McNamara, which was funded by the Department of Heritage and Arts. Rachel Nath reports.
The 3-day workshop ended in a full-fledged art exhibition at the Vanua Kula Village Hall in Netassiri.
The art workshop is an initiative based on Aituki cultural epistemologies. which focuses on the production of I2K primary contemporary art practices here in the grassroots level.
The artists were given an introduction training on how to use canvas, water-based paints, brushes, leaves and charcoal.
With each individual participant was a very strong, vibrant, raw talent in terms of their own art expression, which were direct from their mindset of contemplating and expressing their creativity expressed in art.
Deputy Director Heritage and Arts Andi Meritui Ratu Nambuambua says they are planning to hold similar workshops in the future.
Good to see the communities coming together, and the artists have been exposed to different ways of thinking and theories.
An art exhibition called the Vola Singer Arts Collection was held at the end of the workshop, where the artists displayed their work along with poetries. This exhibition is a symbol for hope and progress Fiji can achieve by investment in arts and creativity. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
The Lautoka Sugar Mill will terminate crushing for this season in less than 2 weeks. The Sugar Industry Tribunal has ordered the crushing to terminate on the 17th of this month. The order has been made following consultation with the Chief Executive of the Sugarcane Growers Council and the Fiji Sugar Corporation. All growers and gangs are requested to make every effort to harvest all cane and deliver it to the mill before the 17th. People in the Western Division may experience power cuts from the early hours of tomorrow morning. This is due to repair and maintenance work by the Fiji Electricity at the Wailoa substation and Nandarivatu transmission line. FEA engineers will need to de-energize the 132,000 volts transmission line from the Wailoa to Nandarivatu. Therefore, FEA will not be able to transmit electricity from the Wailoa hydroelectric power station to the Western Division. The repair work will be carried out from 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. In sports, after the break, Fiji Mbati squad named for Rugby League World Cup. And overseas players to feature in IDC, this and more coming up.
I'm under a sort of row of Nayabu whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the
The Battle of the Bati finished in a 16-all draw between the residents and the overseas-based players. It was a seesaw competition as Fiji residents pulled through the second to level up the scores. Meanwhile, 2 Fiji resident players have been named in the final team to the Rugby League World Cup. Pio Sedi and Etuatimbola will be among other overseas-based players in the Tri-Nation next week and the World Cup next month. Eroni Tuinuku reports.
Fiji Mbati veteran James Tora has applauded his residents' counterpart for the tough competition.
Living at home, we've got some good structure, but all credit to the resident boys. Man, they came out and they were ready to go, and the skill level of the residents has gone up by 1,000. They're doing really, really well then.
The local players gave a good fight to the experienced NRL players.
Hats off to the boys. They did a really good job. We did a really good job.
First-timer Sakiu Sangavindi enjoyed his first test for the residents.
I think I did my best in defending and attacking. I'm really happy about my performance today.
The final squad to the World Cup will not waste a day as they will get together and focus on their build-up to the Tri-Nation next week and the World Cup next month. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Airways Drua team is back on track after thumping Greater Sydney Rams 57-31 in the 6th round of the National Rugby Championship in Australia. The Drua boys scored 8 tries, Apeten Daveta scoring 2 and 1 each from Alifereti Vaitokani, Eroni Sau, Choeli Vetayaki, John Stewart, Frank Lamani, Kitione Talinga and Apisalome Wangatamu. The team led 24-21 during the halftime break but widened the score margin in the second spell. It's all about exposure in the 2017 Courts Inter-District Championship as Fiji football takes another step towards the development of the sport. The transfer window has now closed, and overseas players and international match officials have shown interest to be part of Fiji's biggest football tournament. Eroni Tuinuku once again.
An interest to officiate our local football tournament will only boost the development of the sport.
And he'll be officiating in the premier level. Good for him to be exposed at that level because 90 minutes soccer, and also it's good for us because he will come with a lot of experience doing OFC games and World Cups.
The inclusion of international players in local tournaments will give local players a sense of competition as they will strive to perform better.
Bringing these overseas-based players is because they play at a professional level. They bring their experience to us, to our boys. And that's the whole idea of bringing these people together so that they feed off these people.
Meanwhile, Australian-based Majok Piok is looking forward to play for the Lautoka football team next week.
It's one of those big things, and I've been told a lot about the tournament, so it really means a lot to be here, to be part of it. And yeah, I just can't wait.
The IDC kicks off next Tuesday with Nreketi playing Rewa in the opening match at 1 p.m. at Churchill Park in Lautoka. In other matches on the same day, Nandi plays Tabua at 3 p.m. Ba takes on Lambasa at 5:30 p.m. and host Lautoka faces Suva at 7:30 p.m. You can catch the live commentaries of all the matches from 1 p.m. on Radio Fiji 2 with the voice of soccer Raymond Stoddart. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
The friends and families of players and officials who represented Fiji at the Asian Indoor Games in Turkmenistan last month were hosted by the Fiji Association of Sports and National Olympic Committee for lunch today. 40 officials and participants gathered at the Holiday Inn in Suva to celebrate the achievements at the Games.
The Fijian contingent to the Asian Games returned with a gold and a silver medal, which was won by our weightlifters.
Weightlifting is not hard. It's just the way you see it, it's hard. But come and try out, you find it's a fun game, and it's really challenging, but you'll enjoy lifting.
Aileen Vikamatana's mother says even though she does not approve her daughter's participation in the sport, she will continue to support her.
No, Aileen is the first. Actually, I didn't like the sport when I grew up. Now she's got me to love it.
Meanwhile, Team Fiji chef Di Mizion Saleh Sorvaki says he is proud of the team's achievement.
You know, the weightlifting have proven that they can do that. You know, the region where we went to was the Asian region and Central Asia, where most of the record holders of weightlifters are from. China was there, Japan was there, India was there, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan. So, and to win a gold medal, to win a silver medal in that competition, I think says a lot for the level of athletes that we have.
Aileen Vikamatana scooped 1 gold in the 90 kg weightlifting category, while Apollonia Vaivai won silver in the 69 kg category. Team Fiji will now focus on the Pacific mini-games that will be held in Vanuatu in December. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
The Geotech Drilling Ratcharan Bowling National Singles Championship is getting tougher as the bowlers are battling for a spot in the finals tomorrow. The 3-day tournament has seen the competition standards rise with the inclusion of new bowlers. Eroni Tuinuku reports.
Defending champion Arun Kumar says he will need to be a step ahead in his game plan if he wants to retain the title this year.
This year we got more bowlers. And the weather is fine. According to last year, it was rainy weather. The green conditions too were not so good as this time.
This year there will be no walk in the park for Kumar, and newcomers have showcased unique talents.
It's not going to be easy. There are a lot of good bowlers who are playing today.
Nandi-based bowler Munesh Kumar will be a player to watch as he competes with Suva-based players.
Yeah, definitely, the way it's going, I've won 2 games out of 2, so it looks promising. So and I hope for the best for myself.
The National Singles Championships is in its 2nd day of competition, whereby the eliminations will be played before the finals tomorrow. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Pearls netball team lost their first match against host Wales in the Netball Europe Open Championship. The hosts led 31-18 at halftime and showed no sign of letting up in the final two quarters as Georgia Rowe and Chelsea Lewis shared goal shooter duties to help Wales win 61-40. The Taranaki Fijian trio scored a try each for their side, beating Canterbury to take home the Renfurley Shield. Setereki Tamanivalu, Manasa Mataele and Peter Soakula crossed over the white line last night that claimed a remarkable 55-43 come-from-behind win over Canterbury in a top-of-the-table clash in Christchurch. Cloudy conditions with some showers was experienced over the eastern parts and the interior of the larger islands today. Fine weather prevailed elsewhere. Looking at the west, humid with partial sunshine, but was mainly clear by late afternoon. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, cloudy and sunny spells with humid conditions was experienced during the day, and showers are expected in the evening. Up north, although cloudy, the sun did not fail to shine in the day, with clouds clearing, turning into a fine day by the afternoon. At sea, moderate to fresh southeast winds, moderate to rough seas. High tide tomorrow morning will be at 7:44 with low tide at 1:28. You can welcome the sunrise at 5:43. For tomorrow, cloudy periods with some showers over northern Laos and the eastern parts as well as the interior of the larger islands. You can expect isolated heavy falls. Elsewhere, it should be fine apart from isolated afternoon or evening showers. Looking further on to Monday, the day is expected to have fine weather, but by the afternoon, evening showers are expected. Recapping the main stories. Villagers commend Violence-Free Community Initiative, over $3 million fund for local tuna companies, and consumers begin shopping for Diwali. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question, this week we are asking, do you think e-ticketing makes bus travel more efficient? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची FM सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची FM is number one. It's so hot.
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची FM सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची FM is hot.
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफरी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची FM सुनते हैं। मिर्ची FM is hot. I love मिर्ची FM.
हमें स्पिन टोटो हुआ कि मिर्ची FM में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची FM, it's hot.